In the last lecture, we had studied till the Laplace transform of integrals, right? So in this lecture, we will start with Laplace transform of user step function, unit impulse function and impulse function. Clear? First, let me define each of these functions, then we will be doing the Laplace transform, finding the Laplace transform. So user step function, this is given as ut and is a piecewise function which is 0 when t is less than 0 and 1 when t is greater than equal to 0. Clear? Unit impulse function is often given as h of t minus a, or you can also write as u of t minus a. Okay, you can also you can write it as u of t minus a also, no problem. So you can also write this as u of t minus a, so which is 0 when t is less than a and 1 when t is greater than equal to a. Clear? This is the unit impulse function. And what is the impulse function? So impulse function is given as uit subscript I, which is given as a piecewise function 1 when it lies in this particular range, okay, and 0 otherwise. Got it? Clear, I guess? Okay. So we need to find the Laplace transform each of these functions. So you have to carefully notice these functions, then we will be finding the Laplace transform one by one. Clear? So go to a new page. So Laplace transform of user step function. So ut, this is given as integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus st, sorry ft, ut here. So ut dt. Now what is the value of ut in the interval 0 to infinity? It will be 1. So it becomes 0 to infinity e to the power minus st dt, which is e to the power minus st over minus s from 0 to infinity, which is given as 1 over s. So this is the Laplace transform of the user step function. Next we have the unit impulse function. So unit impulse function is quite easy to find. So Laplace transform of u of t minus a, this is equals to integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus st u of t minus a dt. Now here we need to break this integration into two parts. So from 0 to a e to the power minus st u of t minus a dt, and 1 from a to infinity e to the power minus st u of t minus a dt. Okay, acha. So what will the value of this particular integration? So this particular integration will be actually 0 because when t is less than a. Okay, so we have the value of u of t minus a as 0. So this particular part will be 0 and here u of t minus a will be 1. Clear? So basically this integration gets transformed into, so L of u of t minus a becomes integration a to infinity e to the power minus st dt, which is e to the power minus st over s, sorry minus s from a to infinity, which is given as e to the power minus sa over s. Got it? Acha. Okay, so notice this carefully. I will drop this portion and I will write the Laplace transform for the impulse function in the same page only. Okay, so understood this thing? Clear? So I am dropping this out. So now let us talk about the impulse function. So Laplace transform of the impulse function, so this will be given as integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus st uit. In a similar manner we will break this into three parts. One from 0 to a minus st uit dt plus integration a to b e to the power minus st uit dt, and then from b to infinity e to the power minus st uit dt. Now this becomes 0, this becomes 0, only existing portion is this one. So this is equals to a to b e to the power minus st, value of uit becomes 1, so this is dt. So that is equals to e to the power minus st over minus s a b, which is equals to e to the power minus as over s minus e to the power minus bs over s. That is your final answer. Clear? So these are the Laplace transform of these three functions. Next we talk about the Laplace transform of periodic function. Clear? This much is clear? Okay. Next let's talk about Laplace transform of periodic function. Achha, what is a periodic function? So if you have some f of t equals to f of t plus k times capital T, where k belongs to the set of integers, so then ft is a periodic function with period equals to capital T. For example, sine of 2 pi plus theta equals to sine theta. Basically sine of 2k pi plus theta equals to sine theta. This is more general. So actually what happens is you basically while understanding period you actually write it like this, but I multiplied the integral portion to give you the general concept. So this is a general way of writing 2k pi. Any integral multiple to the actual period will act as the period only. The cos theta also has the period 2 pi, tan theta has the period pi. Acha, this portion is clear. So we will be finding the Laplace transform of the periodic function. Let us write the formula. So the formula is given as f of t is equals to integration 0 to t capital T e to the power minus st ft dt over 1 minus e to the power minus s capital T. So and so this is the formula when the period of ft is capital T. Okay. So Laplace transform of this periodic function ft is given as 0 to capital T to the power minus st ft dt over 1 minus e to the power minus s capital T, where the period of ft is capital T. Got it? Now we will be understanding the derivation of this particular concept. Clear? Okay, so let's move on to the derivation. So carefully notice this. See, just as we wrote in the previous page that ft will be equals to f of t plus capital T equals to f of t plus 2 times capital T, and this goes on till f of t plus n times capital T, where n is basically your integer, positive integer, or you can say positive. Here we will be having positive integer, reason being ki we have already told that t must be greater than 0. Remember when we were defining the Laplace transform? Clear? Acha, now let's see. So ft, the Laplace of ft can be written as e to the 0 to infinity integration e to the power minus st ft dt. Now we can write this as 0 to capital T e to the power minus st ft dt plus capital T to 2t e to the power minus st ft dt plus integration 2t to 3 capital T e to the power minus st ft dt, and so on till some n minus 1 times capital T to n capital T to the power minus st ft dt. Okay, we can separate the integration into these portions. Now what we will be doing is that we will substitute the value of t. We will be substituting the value of t, okay, in such a way such that the limit of each and every integration becomes the same. Okay, so what we will be doing here is that, so we will substitute t with u plus t in the first integration, first in the sense, I mean this integration, no, not that one, not this one, because this is already a general integration itself. So we will substitute t with u plus t here, or rather you should write it in this way, then it will make more sense. T with u here in the first integration, u plus t in the second integration, u plus 2t in the third integration, and so on. Okay, u plus n minus t in the nth integration. Clear? Got it? Okay. Now after substituting, we will be having the integrations given as, so the Laplace transform will become, it will become integration 0 to t e to the power minus st ft dt. Now it becomes u because we have changed it with u. So let me write it in u itself. So this is u fu du. Now it has become u. Okay, so replacing t with u plus n capital T, so dt will become du because this part is constant. Got it? Okay, then we have, so the next integration becomes 0 to t e to the power minus s u plus t f of u plus t. Now what? Now f of u plus t is same as fu, because f is a periodic function with period t, plus this is ut is from 0 to t integration minus s u plus 2t. This becomes f of u plus 2t, which is equals to fu dt, and so on. So from here we get the Laplace transform of ft is equals to integration 0 to t e to the power minus su fu du common. Okay, I have done a mistake here. This won't be dt, this will be du. I'm sorry. And we can take this actually common outside, and then we will be having e to the power, see, first in the first one we will be having 1, in the next one we will be having e to the power minus s capital T plus e to the power minus s 2t, and so on. Clear? I'm rubbing the, okay, this much is clear. I'm rubbing the whole part. Okay, clear, I guess. So I'm rubbing this portion. Okay, so from here we get Laplace transform of ft is equals to integration 0 to capital T e to the power minus st fu du, and below we have 1 minus e to the power minus s capital T, geometry, sum of geometric progression. Got it? Sum of, we use here infinite progression, because see, when I was making you understand the problem, making you differentiate that particular integration into, differentiate in that sense, differentiate in the sense separate them into separate integrations with 0 to t from t to 2t to 3t. So this separation can go on till infinity, right? So we have actually assumed that we have separated the integration infinite number of times. So there is the n which we had written there, that was just to generalize the fact that what can be the nth term of the integration. Actually we can basically disintegrate this integration in infinite number of times. Clear? So the sum of the infinite series, infinite GP series, gives you this, and above you have this. So now you can change the u to t, so this becomes e to the power minus, this will be u. Now you can change it into t, so st ft dt over 1 minus e to the power minus st. In the previous page, if I had done any mistake, if in any place I had written t in place of u, please do place u in everywhere where you had t, because I am writing these calculations while this is all coming out from my memory. Clear? So while speaking and writing this down, often it happens there's a loss of focus, loss of concentration, and sometimes you do some mistake. Okay, so please correct, because when you are going through each and every step, you can already basically judge where I have done some mistakes, so you can please correct those things. Okay, there will be no t in the previous page, everything will be u, because we have substituted t with u plus capital T. Got it? So this is the final answer. Clear? Got it? Acha. So next we have something called the initial and final value theorem for Laplace transform. What is that? Let's see. Initial and final value theorem for Laplace transform. Initial and final value theorem for Laplace transform. Initial and final value theorem for Laplace transform. So initial and final value theorem for Laplace transform actually says that, you know, you have if L of ft equals to f bar s, where L of ft is the Laplace transform of ft t greater than 0, then limit t tends to 0 ft is equals to limit s tends to infinity s times f bar s. Got it? Clear? Limit t tends to 0 ft is equals to limit s tends to 0 s of f bar s. This is called the initial value theorem. So my cat is disturbing me a lot. It's not letting me write actually. Initial value theorem. Initial value theorem. Clear? So now let us understand the proof of the initial value theorem in the next page. Okay, I am writing the final value theorem also. The final value theorem, this is the initial value theorem, and the final value theorem says the limit t tends to infinity ft is equals to limit s tends to 0 s of f bar s. Clear? The limit just changed. Okay, from t, here t is infinity, so here s is 0 and the reverse one in the previous case. Clear this portion? Got it? This is called the final value theorem. Let's check the proof of each of them. So let's start with the initial value theorem. So see, we know L of f dash t is equals to s of f bar s minus f0. Clear? From here we can write that integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus st f dash t is equals to s times f bar s minus f0. Now we place limit s tends to infinity on both sides. So limit s tends to infinity integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus st f dash t is equals to limit s tends to infinity s of f bar s minus f0. Got it? Now see, now this limit can actually go inside, and if you know e to the power minus st limit s tends to infinity is actually 0, so this whole portion actually becomes 0. So from here we can say that f0 is equals to limit s tends to infinity s of f bar s, and from here we get what is f0. So this is can be written as limit t tends to 0 ft is equals to limit s tends to infinity s of f bar s. Now this step could have been written because is written actually because f is continuous at t equals to 0. Okay, if it's continuous at t equals to 0, that's why we can write this actually. Clear? Got it? So this was the first proof. The same proof, almost the same. The final value theorem also, you know, is almost the same. So the first portions are exactly same. Clear? So here what we will do is we will set limit s tends to 0, 0 to infinity e to the power minus st ft dt is equals to limit s tends to 0 s f bar s minus f0. Okay, so putting limit s tends to 0, so this portion, this becomes 1. So you are left with 0 to infinity ft dt is equals to limit s tends to 0 s of f bar s minus f0. Okay, so what is this? Sorry, f dash t. So this is equals to f of infinity minus f of 0, which is equals to limit s tends to 0 f of f bar s minus f0. This 2 cancels. This can be written as limit t tends to infinity f of t is equals to limit s tends to 0 s of f bar s. This can be written because f is continuous at t equals to infinity. Got it? So this is the proof of the second case. Clear? Acha. In the next lecture we will be talking about the inverse Laplace transform. Okay, because without inverse Laplace transform we cannot study the convolution theorem. Okay, but I am thinking of making you people understand the Laplace transform of error function. So I guess I can do it here. So okay, let us understand the complete this portion, then we will only be left with the inverse Laplace. So Laplace transform of error function. So what is Laplace transform of error function? So this error function is a type of function which is given as ERR, which has its parameter as root x, given as 2 over root pi integration 0 to root x e to the power minus t square dt. This is your error function at x equals to root x. Sorry, ERF. Very sorry, not ERR, ERF. So ERF root x is equals to 2 over root pi integration 0 to root x e to the power minus t square dt. This is your error function. Now, we need to find basically, simplify this by using the Taylor series. Clear? So how can we find the Taylor series actually? So see, basically we need to put the Taylor series of e to the power x. So from here we can write this as 2 over root pi integration 0 to root x, and this becomes e to the power minus t square. So this becomes 1 minus t square over 1 factorial plus t to the power 4 over 2 factorial minus t to the power 6 over 3 factorial and so on. Clear? So this can be written as 2 over root pi. So their integration will give you t minus this becomes t cube over 2 times 1 factorial. Sorry, 3 times 1 factorial plus this becomes t to the power 5 over 5 times 2 factorial minus t to the power 7 times 7 over 7 times 3 factorial and so on from 0 to root x. Clear? From 0 to root x. Okay, so this basically becomes 2 over root pi. Okay, so this is root x minus this is x this becomes x root x, right? X root x over 3 plus this becomes x square root x. So x square root x over 5. So let me erase this above portion. Okay, so x root x over 5 minus x cube root x over, so this is not 5, this is 5 times 2 I guess, yeah, and this is 7 times 6 and so on. Got it? Okay, let me do this particular portion. So from here what we will be getting, so basically this is the case till now. Okay, this is the case till now. So we need to find the Laplace transform of this particular function. So how will we be able to do this particular thing? So let's check. So the Laplace transform, that is L of ft, okay, of this particular thing will actually give us, now see, we know the so basically this is integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus st erf root x dx. Now See, we know the Laplace transform of t to the power n, right? We know the Laplace transform of t to the power n. And see, these are all of the form t to the power n, right? This is x to the power half, this is x to the power 3 over 2, x to the power 5 over 2. So we will do the same thing only. We will apply that only directly. So applying that directly, what we have is, so we have 2 over root pi outside. Inside we get, so the gamma of 1 over 2 over s to the power 3 over 2 minus the gamma of 3 over 2. Okay, sorry, I've done a mistake here, right? Wait a minute, sorry. This is x to the power 1 over 2, right? So this becomes n plus 1, I'm sorry. So root pi, this becomes gamma of 3 over 2, gamma of 3 over 2 over s to the power 3 over 2 minus gamma of 5 over 2 over s to the power 5 over 2 times you have 3 plus gamma of 7 over 2 over s to the power 7 over 2 times you have 5 times 2 minus so on. Clear? Okay, let me rub the bottom portion and let me continue. So from here what we get is gamma of, what is gamma of 3 over 2? Gamma of 3 over 2 is half times gamma of half, which is root pi over 2. So this is 2 over root pi times this is root pi over 2 over s to the power 3 over 2 minus, this becomes 3 by 2 times gamma 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 times root pi over 2 over s to the power 5 over 2 times 3. Clear? Got it? So this 3 and this 3 will get cancelled eventually. Plus you have gamma of 5 over gamma of 7 over 2. Gamma of 7 over 2 is 5 over 2 times gamma of 5 over 2. So this actually becomes 15 over 8, I guess. 15 over 8. Okay. 5 over 2 times you have 3 over 2. Yes, 15 over 8, and here you have root pi. Okay, I have multiplied the 2 here actually. That's why it becomes this. So this is, can be written as like this. This is better to write it like this. And bottom you have s to the power 7 over 2 times, you have 5 times 2 and so on. Clear? So let me go to the next page. Next page. Yeah, next page. So from here what we actually get is that we can take root pi outside, and this root pi will eventually get cancelled, I guess. Okay, so the Laplace transform of the error function of root x will actually give you, so root pi gets cancelled, and you can take a 2 also outside. Yeah, you can take a 2 outside also. That will also do your work. The 2 can you can cancel the 2 also. This actually becomes 1 over s to the power 3 over 2. Clear? Then you have minus, you have here root pi, sorry, no root pi anymore, no root pi anymore. So you have taken a by 2 outside, right? So in the next one you will be having a 2 left. Clear? So here you will be having a 2. So this is 1 over 2 times s to the power 5 over 2, right? 1 over 2 times s to the power 5 over 2, plus you will have 3 times. Okay, so here you had a 2 below and you had 8 above, right? So the 8 got eventually cancelled, I guess. 8 got cancelled to 4. Okay, so here you will basically having an 8 here. So this becomes basically 8s to the power 7 over 2 and so on. Yeah. So what was that? That was gamma of 5 over 2 over 10 times s to, sorry, gamma of 7 over 2, 10 times s to the power 7 over 2. So this would be equals to 5 over 2 times 3 over 2 times root pi over 2 over 10 times s to the power 7 over 2. So this would be 8. Clear? So 5 times 2, and this 5 gets cancelled, so 3 above and 8. You have here 2 more, so this 2 outside, so you have 8 left. Yes, there will be 8 only. Clear? And so on, right? Now if you take 1 over s to the power 3 by 2 common outside, so you get 1 minus 1 over 2s plus 3 over 8s square minus, similarly you will get here 15 over 48 s cube. 3 2s are 6 and 3 9, right? 2 2s are 4 and 3 7. Yeah, so and in this way it continues. Got it? So this is basically, this gives you another series which is 1 over s to the power 3 over 2, and this series is 1 plus 1 over s whole to the power minus half. Clear? The series which in the bracket is actually 1 plus 1 over s whole to the power minus half, and this actually becomes s to the power 3 over 2 times s plus 1 whole to the power minus half over s to the power minus half, which actually gives you s plus 1 whole to the power minus half over s, which is 1 over s times s plus 1 whole to the power half. So the Laplace transform of error function is equals to 1 over s times s plus 1 whole to the power half. That is your final answer. This was pretty vicious. So in the next lecture we will be starting with inverse Laplace transform. So meet you guys in the next lecture.